There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Make Me Believe podcast. Join us by the campfire this week as I tell my wonderful pain in the butt wife, Kaylin. Don't say hi.
Hi.
Some spooky stories and the efforts of making her believe in the paranormal, supernatural, and frankly, anything that goes bump in the night.
My dear, sweet husband, Adrian. That's you. You want to say hi?
Hello.
How do you think that's working out for you?
I think it's still working out pretty good.
I think you're still living in a land of delusion.
Uh huh. Yeah, sure.
I'd also like to know how I'm a pain in the butt.
You're just constantly a pain in the butt.
You did almost get bitch slapped earlier.
I did.
Yeah.
I was being a pain,
Yeah.
and her intrusive thoughts
Almost took over.
almost took over.
It did.
So close.
Yep.
Yep. But it didn't.
Yeah. If I hadn't been leaning on my left hand, it would have just been a bam across
Yeah.
it would have been like,
And then that shit would have been on.
yeah. The dog would have been standing on the side. What in the hell are y'all doing?
I know.
Then she'd probably think we were playing, and her favorite thing to do when you are level with her face is she likes to lick the crap out of you. So,
It really takes the fight out of you.
yeah, it's hilarious. It's quite funny.
uh, there's been quite a few exchanges that have been interrupted because the dog thinks we're playing on the floor or something.
We don't fight on the floor. We don't like
No, she jumps up on the bed, or
yeah,
she's
so like we'll like we'll play fight with each other.
yeah, constantly.
But we raise our voice like we're yelling, and she's like, "Wait, what's going on? Is this serious?" And then she gets on the bed and she's just kind of like, "All right, well, I'm up here and your face is near my face." So,
So
but
taking
she
advantage.
doesn't lick my face.
No, she only goes after me.
It's great.
Why?
I don't know. She just loves me.
Liberty. Why? She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't want to answer. That's what it is.
She finally laid
I
down.
think she's just shy on the mics. You know.
I think she's in trouble right now.
You think she's in trouble?
I do.
Why do you think she's in
Because she's
trouble?
been annoying the last several nights.
She has been annoying. Oh my goodness! I woke up late last night.
I heard you.
Yeah, and I just hear. I'm like, oh, Liberty, stop it! And I just hear it keep on going. She didn't care. She didn't give
Nope.
a damn. She just,
Yep.
And I was like, Liberty.
You're not in trouble right now. Go back to sleep. It's okay.
And then
It's okay.
I woke up Kaylin. It was funny.
Well, that's the second or third time.
Just like 3 days in a row.
She did that. What was it? Wednesday night she did it. She woke me up at 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I did not sleep well at all
Mm-mm.
because she wouldn't stop. She was snoring as I was trying to go to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and she wouldn't stop.
You don't want to kick the dog off the bed.
She wasn't on the bed. She was
wasn't
on the floor.
There was one night where she was on the bed.
That was when I couldn't go to sleep, and I was up until like 2:30 in the morning washing the dishes.
Yeah, she didn't want to kick the dog off the bed.
Well, no, she wasn't annoying that night.
She wasn't annoying that night?
No, it was the night before when she was snoring and going to sleep.
Mhm.
She woke me up at 3 a.m. licking the crap out of her paws, and then I woke up. We did all the things we do during the day,
Mhm.
and then you'd think that because I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before, that I would be tired and I'd want to go to sleep.
No.
No,
No.
that's not how that went. It was like 1:15 in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm not tired. Let me go clean my dishes. Like, yeah, I'll go clean the dishes. So I went in the kitchen, put the dishes away that were dry, clean
Mhm.
the rest of the dishes, kind of reorganize a little bit.
Yeah.
When I'm in there, I've got a Loretta Lynn playlist on Pandora just blasting in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Boys weren't here. So I didn't have to worry about waking them up. And she came out at one point. She was like, "What are we doing?"
That was whenever I woke up and I came out.
Well, because I took her out to go to the bathroom, and then she was out in the living room. So is that why she went back when she was following you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wondered why she left. I was figuring she was just like, oh, well, it's my bedtime.
I don't know.
And then I'm jamming out. She disappears. But when I came back to the room, she was on the bed. And I was like, whatever. But she didn't lick her paws that night.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've started giving her Benadryl to help with her allergies because I can't afford $150 $150 basically every month for shots for her. Like
Yeah, they're expensive.
they're very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of time that they're lasting is getting less and less each time she gets the shot.
Yeah.
And so at first it lasted almost 2 months.
Yeah, that was great.
And then it went to 6 weeks. And it was like, oh, kind of at 4 weeks. I was like, I can't.
Now it's cranking up. Now we're gonna give her the shots every day.
And then we're about to get into the spring.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the worst.
And so I've been trying to research stuff for her because
She looks like a little pig just laying on the floor.
she does. Because she's got white fur, but she turns pink.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I was just commenting on how fat she is.
she's not fat, she's fluffy. And so yeah.
Short hair pit bull.
So then
Fluffy.
she didn't do anything Friday night going into Saturday, I don't think.
I don't remember.
And then
I
last
don't
night she
remember.
was
These
annoying.
days kind of blur together.
Like
It's all true.
well, yesterday she was pissing me off. You were finishing up with Connor, and
Mhm.
I was putting the dishes away, and because you're recording, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go do the dishes because I'm gonna put all of them away, and we've got a few dishes that we've used throughout today. I'm just gonna wash them, put them, and just do that.
Yeah.
Plus, I needed to, I wanted to make some more whipped cream, and so I was like, let me clean these real quick. Blah blah blah. All of a sudden, I hear her. I bump something, and I hear her go, woof. And I was like, it was me. It's me. You're fine. She starts to go towards the front door. Woof. I'm like, Liberty, it was me. It's fine. So then she stops and she goes over and she sits in front of the entertainment center. And she stops barking for a little bit. I'm like, okay. And so then she keeps barking and she's getting louder. I'm like, she's going to ruin his recording because you, for some odd, annoying reason, don't close the door all the way.
There's some times where I don't. Yeah.
And a lot of the time, I think it's when the boys aren't here. But then she just barked. And so I had a little, like, lightweight box that was on the table. And I just, like, chucked it in her general direction to scare her.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't anywhere near her to hit her. But when she's barking, you have to do something that she's like, wait, what was that? And then she goes and investigates and forgets that she was barking at something in the first place. But she was like, you know what? Mom already told me to stop. I didn't listen. Let me just leave. So she came in here.
I heard the crash.
It was not a
I heard it was a crash, and I was like,
it
and I
bounced off
was
some
like
things.
mid conversation with Connor. And we were mid recording, and I was like, I should probably go investigate that, but we need to finish this episode. And then the door burst open.
Oh, butthole.
And then in comes Liberty because she almost slams the door open every time.
Yeah, she has no.
She pretty much just rams the door, and then she comes in. She sits in front of me, right in front of the computer, and she just sits there and she just has her head on my knee. I was like, "You okay?" And she's just looking around and just making sure you're not coming. I was like, "Oh, did something fall and it scare you?" No, she was straight up being a menace.
She wouldn't stop barking. I told her to stop. She knows because she looks at me. I tell her no, and she stops what she's doing, looks at me, and then goes back to doing what and I'm like, no, you understand me when I say no.
Yep, dogs understand humans. They just can't speak the language.
She's just, it's a good thing she's cute. I'll tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a huge pain in the butt.
Yeah, so she's been our primary source of irritation this week.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, we're back.
We are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
We've not taken a break from recording. It's just we're
So incredibly busy.
we've been so incredibly busy. This is the day of the release, and so here we are recording just a few hours away.
Yep.
So I have to, edit this one and then put it up almost as soon as we're done.
Yep. I don't have to do that.
No, you do not.
While he's editing, I'm going to go bake shortbread cookies.
There we go. Yeah, keep me fat. That's what's up.
No, because I want tag-alongs. That's why.
Okay.
I'm gonna make homemade ones. Be jealous.
Are you ready to get into all the spookiness?
I mean, sure.
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 All right, cool. We got a little bit of enthusiasm there.
How many stories do you have?
I have two, and this
2
time I
stories?
mean it.
Oh, because you
Mhm.
like to lie to us a lot.
I don't call it lying.
I do.
Um, I call it being
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Libber the
optimistically.
fibber.
Let's see. Optimistically. I don't know.
Pinocchio.
Not Pinocchio.
He lies and his nose grows.
Yes, I know Pinocchio.
I mean,
No.
you're not Geppetto.
No. No.
You're not the fish.
I'm
For
not the
darn
fish.
sure not Jiminy Cricket.
Why am I not Jiminy? Oh, I
Oh.
just gotta look.
Because Jiminy Cricket sees the world in black and white. There's
Uh-huh.
right and then there's wrong.
Yeah.
You live eternally in a frickin' gray area.
I don't know what you're talking about here. So we're gonna continue on.
So anyway, you have 2 stories for me.
I'll figure out what I'm trying to say here with the optimistic.
What's going to be so great
What?
is by the time you finish your first story,
I'm gonna forget
you're
about
going to
it.
forget about it. It's
Yeah.
going to be so great. I won't.
You won't.
I
Yeah,
will not. It's
freaking
gonna be
robot.
great. So do you have any longies? Are they shorties? Whatever we're calling the short ones.
I do have a longie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mediums. Mediana.
I got one long and one medium.
Okay.
I'm excited.
How do you say long in Spanish?
Long. El longo.
I don't think so. Oh my gosh. People, you probably just offended. Wow. I'm going to have to Google this later to erase whatever monstrosity you just said. Atrocious.
Largo.
That's how you say
or
long?
larga? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay. So for this first story, it is titled "It Looked Like Me." What?
Who's it by?
Parasitic infection.
Didn't we have a story called It Looked Like Me before?
We did. I think so. I don't know. These stories all kind of. I mean, I remember a lot of them, but I don't.
Yeah, because there was that one with the guy whose life was taken over by something that looked like him.
That was the one where he lived at the end of the street and all his friends were there.
No. The one where. Oh, yeah, there was that one, and then there was another one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You've never read this one?
No, I mean I've read it, but
you've never read it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it starts to sound familiar, I'll.
Yeah, please do.
Blow a horn or something.
Yeah. Okay. So It Looked Like Me by Parasitic Infection. Cool username, by the way. I dig it.
That is cool. I just killed Snoopy.
Yep, you did.
He
You
fell
just
off.
dropped
He
your
fell off.
Snoopy.
My bad. Let me grab him.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a bit of a strange question. Have you ever seen yourself? Now, I don't mean looking at your reflection in the mirror or seeing pictures of yourself. I mean to ask, have you honestly seen yourself? You probably haven't, as it's near mathematically impossible. I'm asking this because I need to know. I need to know that I'm not alone in what I experienced. I need to know that someone else has gone through the very same blood-freezing, chest-aching fear that I have. I never did think something like this would happen to me. I vividly recall this happening on a July night, or about a year and a half ago. It had rained during the day. That, coupled with the increasingly hot weather, made for a miserably muggy night. Not to mention, it had fogged up to high hell. If you were outside, you'd be lucky to see more than 5 feet ahead of you. Despite that, it had begun to clear up as the night went on. Sorry, I'm digressing. The night, hot as a tea kettle at the peak of its use, had done much to keep me awake. I decided to sleep without a blanket. There I lay on my bed, warm, uncomfortable, and breathing as though I'd just come back from a run. I was stuck for a decent position to sleep in. My window had been left open for hours. The screen I left in place, serving as a mesh barrier between me and the decidedly uncomfortable outside. I think that window is what allowed me to hear it. Normally, people in my neighborhood go on walks during all times of the day. It doesn't matter what day or what time it is. If it's walkable out, someone is going to be walking. So then, I didn't find it to be all that surprising when I heard the familiar noises of footsteps outside the window in the street. My room is located on the second floor, so the sound was a little less pronounced, but it wasn't something I needed to go out of my way to hear. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand and put on some music. At this point, it was 2 in the morning, and I was about ready to give an arm and a leg to get some sleep. Even with the loud music blasting and likely damaging my eardrums, it felt like I was cut out from the world, if only temporarily. As it was with most good things in the world, it didn't last. A mere few minutes into the listening, I heard something relatively close to me. If someone had done something in the streets, I, in my current condition, would be unlikely to hear it. But I, as sure as the sun rises, would hear something if it came near my window. And that's just what happened. Rather sharply, a rock smashed against the surface of my window. Of course, it didn't hit the screen, but rather the half of the window that was still glass. I could immediately tell that something was off, so I yanked out my headphones and went to my window. I wondered just who could be up at this hour, and more importantly, why, of all houses, they'd choose to throw a rock at mine. What I saw when I looked out into the street didn't scare me per se. No, rather it weirded me out a little. Someone was walking around in a slight circular motion while humming. I could make them out to be male from the slight glow the street lamps gave off, but I wasn't able to discern much else. Weird, I thought. I moved away from the window and got back into bed. Suddenly, I wasn't feeling so restless anymore. Whatever that person had been doing outside, it coincided with the sudden and heavy feeling of tiredness that overcame me. I closed my eyes and did my best to try and get to sleep. An undetermined amount of time passed, but it couldn't have been more than an hour and a half. Whatever dozing off I'd done was quickly and once again sharply cut off by the sound of another rock slamming into my window. This time, it wasn't a strange sense of curiosity that I felt as I got up and went to the window once more. This time, it was more a sense of irritation. I could have passed the first time off as being some kind of funny, I'll be crass, joke. The second time a rock hit my window, I knew that the person who did it was trying to mess with me. And, well, it worked. I slid the screen window out of its place. As I did so, the rusty metal screeched quietly and made my skin crawl. I poked my head out the window. At this point in time, waking others up and disrupting their sleep wasn't a concern in my mind. My only thought was giving this rock-throwing agitator a piece of my mind. Hey, what the hell are you doing? It's nearly 3 in the morning. You've got nothing better to do? I held off on being more explicit with my words, as I was still curious about why this guy was out here. He didn't reply with words. Instead, it looked as though he threw his head back and began the motion of laughing. But there was no sound. He looked almost like a mime. That, coupled with the light fog in the streets, made for a rather unsettling sight. I wasn't outright terrified in this moment, but I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't a little unnerved. Then, just as fast as the silent laugh came, it waned and the figure stood stock still once more. Just before I could ask it another question, it began to walk in the direction of my house. I began to back up in my uneasiness, quickly rising into more pronounced fear. That fear quickly dissipated when I realized it was walking up the street in the direction of my house. It just looked as though the man was coming near me. I waited until I couldn't see him anymore, and I retreated from the window, but not before sliding the screen back in place. I winced again as the old metal screeched. I laid back down in bed and closed my eyes again. Soon, I found myself dozing off once more. The sound of the man walking up and down the street were, strangely enough, almost soothing. It wouldn't have been my first pick for sleep ambiance, but it worked. I found that I was having a much easier time getting to sleep. Some time passed again. I wasn't sure how long it had been, but I knew that my waking up was no accident. That damned metal screeching wrenched me rather violently out of my short lived slumber. I took a few seconds to register what was happening as I blinked the sleep and gunk out of my eyes. When it finally clocked, I panicked. Somehow, someone was at my second floor window, sliding the rusty metal screen to the side. I can only assume it was an attempt to get into my room. Panicking, I fumbled around the area near my nightstand until my hands found purchase on my lamp. Working my hands up the electrical brass device faster than I could even remember doing so before. I flickered the light on and turned to face the person who was trying to make their way into my room. I nearly fell back into my nightstand. My panic had grown from a small attack of anxiety in my chest to a full-blown assault of mind-rendering fear that cascaded from my brain down into my entire body. The person sliding the screen aside to make his way into my room was me. At least it looked like me. His face was stretched into an eerie smile, and his head was shaking. Remembering what I'd seen him do before, it looked as though he was doing the exact same laughing motion. I made the connection that this had to have been the man who threw the rocks at my window. I wondered why he'd thrown the rocks, and more importantly, I wondered just why he looked like me. He reached inside and gripped the window frame with an arm that looked just a little too long. He was making his way into my room. I had to think quickly. I didn't know what would happen if he did manage to get in, and I really didn't want to find out. Looking around, my eyes once more settled on the nightstand. Right next to my lamp was a hunting knife my brother had gifted me for my birthday a few years earlier. I grabbed the blade, removed it from its leather case, and turned back around to see the man had now gotten a leg into my room. I was afraid that he might do something when I was using the knife, but it couldn't have been worse than what he may have been planned to do when he was fully inside. Steeling my nerves, I rushed forward and began to stab furiously at the head of the thing that looked just like me. I stabbed it over and over and over again. I kept stabbing it until the sounds of the blade sloshing against wet, shredded flesh, bone, were the only ones heard. I retracted the knife and threw it across my room before pushing the thing out of my window and slamming it shut. There, in front of my window, I stood. My breath came heavy and labored. My hands were shaking, and I had splatters of strange black blood on my clothes and face. But I was okay. Whatever this thing was, I'd gotten it. Hopefully. Soon after that, the adrenaline wore off, and I found myself to be more tired than I'd felt all night. I tore off my dirty shirt and collapsed into bed. Sleep came to me quicker that time than it had any other that night, and this time I wasn't awakened by an outside noise. The next day, I took it upon myself to investigate the area outside my window. I found two things of interest. On the outside walls of the house, leading up to my window, were muddy scuff marks. That settled it for me. The thing had to have climbed up the walls. Somehow that was less terrifying. Uh, that was the less terrifying of the other two discoveries. Of the two discoveries. The second one I discovered simply by looking down. In the shrubbery surrounding my house, there was the same black blood. Accompanying it this time, however, was what looked like a large mass of flesh.
Ew.
I covered it up with more shrubs and decided to let nature take its course. I never told my parents. They would have thought me crazy. And I wasn't looking to deal with that kind of pressure. Not after what had happened to me that night. This was a year and a half ago. Since then, I haven't seen anything like what attempted to come into my room that night. I still have questions. What was it? Why did it want to come into my room? Chief among those questions was the one regarding me. Why did it look like me? That's the most unnerving part. Something that looked like me tried to come into my room for who knows what reason. It failed, but that doesn't change the intent. I don't think I'll ever know the cause of anything that's happened that night, and I just have to be okay with that. It's not like I have any other choice, anyways. Still, I'm left thinking about one last question and a word of advice. Have you ever seen yourself? I don't I don't mean to ask if you've looked into a mirror or at a photo. I mean to ask, have you ever seen someone that looks exactly like you? If the answer is anything but a resounding no, then there's only one piece of advice I can give you. Watch out if you do. The end. Ah.
I have many things.
You have many things.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of which is, so we're just ignoring twins.
Twins.
You've got identical twins. You look alike. So
I'm gonna
then
go
you see
ahead and
yourself. You're just supposed to watch the twin, like the twin's gonna break into your house and try to kill you. Like, was that what we're doing here?
listen. Everybody knows if there's twins, one of them's evil. One of them's got to be evil. That's fact, scientifically proven.
You are so full of baloney.
Uh
Also, this individual,
huh.
moron.
Yeah. So you commit murder,
And you just go back to sleep.
and you go back to sleep. Don't tell. I mean,
He lives at home, yeah?
he lives at home with his
With his
parents.
parents.
That's what I got at the end.
So, well, because he originally said that he didn't want to wake anybody up. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Before he stabs this thing in the face repeatedly.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you live with somebody.
Uh huh.
The house is locked up.
Yeah.
Your room is upstairs, front of the house. You see people walking around. It's normal to hear people walking around. Is it normal to hear that at 2 a.m.? Because if it is, maybe those people should go back and listen to the episode where people are walking at 1 a.m. and see what happens. Just saying. Throwing that one out there. Not safe. Here's our other point in case. Then somebody throws a rock at your window.
Twice.
And he goes to look the first time, right? And
Yeah.
he sees the guy like walking in a circle humming.
Yeah.
And yet you still go to sleep.
Okay.
No, I would not be doing that.
What would you have done then?
Me? Oh, I'm going to stay up and watch this fool.
Oh, okay. Ooh, a little Disturbia. Just stare at. Watch
No.
somebody.
You turn the lights off.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they can't know you're watching.
Okay.
because they want you to watch
They want you to watch.
because they want to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I'm also so paranoid. I'm thinking, man, this dude's throwing rocks to see if he's still awake
Mm-hmm.
so that he goes to the window so that somebody can come in and kill him from behind.
Okay.
That's where my brain goes.
All right.
So, okay, but still, this little idiot went to bed.
Uh-huh.
And then several hours later, he gets woken up again by a rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then this part confused me. So was the guy not in front of his house? He was walking down the street, or was he walking away from, like, that confused me a little bit.
So what I got from it was he was coming toward like down his street. So I don't think he was in a cul-de-sac. I think he was in just a street.
Yeah.
And the guy was just walking down the street.
Was he walking towards his house?
Yes.
Okay, but the first time he was walking in
Kind
a
of
circle
in
in
front
front of his house.
Yeah.
So then several hours later, the same individual throws another rock at your window
Well,
and
he,
is
he doesn't
walking.
know if it was the same individual.
Baloney.
He doesn't. It was heavily foggy. Could barely see it. Could barely see out there.
But he jumped to the conclusion that it was the same person because of the rock.
Yes.
So, again, one, you shouldn't have gone to sleep the first time. Then the second time, you hear that. But then for some stupid reason, you decide to open your window?
His window was already open.
The screen?
Oh, the screen. Oh, yeah, that one.
Also, why did you need to move the screen? What was the point of that?
I don't know. Probably wanted to lean out and just give him the whole, like, the shaking of the
Unless
fist.
you've got a
Why I
pistol
oughta.
and an attitude to back that up and you know who you're yelling at, you shouldn't be doing that. I know when I run my mouth that I can protect and back up myself when I run my mouth.
That's
This
true.
kid is an idiot. I also didn't run my mouth like that at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's whenever some of the crazies are out.
Clearly.
That's mostly crazies.
So, one, you now showed this individual how to get into your room because you didn't close your window. You just put the screen on it.
Okay.
That's stupid, for one. Well, I mean, that's not even 4-1 at this point. We're on, like, stupid number 73. And then this thing climbs up your house.
Uh-huh.
If you knew there was nothing there to climb up, then you should have been even more worried about how in the halibut did this dude get up here onto my roof. Here we go.
The halibut.
Get up onto my roof, and then you hear that noise, and you wake up, and you're, in my mind, this is like this kid is slowly contemplating, I think there's someone at my window. Maybe I should turn on my light. I'll do it quickly. Oh, fumble, fumble, fumble. There it is. He's trying to get through the window. That's what was happening in my head. Like,
I think that section happened, within seconds.
well, just some of the poor decisions he's made before this. Mostly the going to sleep bit. So you get the knife. Great. I love that you had a weapon right there.
I
love
love
that.
it. Good job.
I love that.
Good job.
Fantastic. What I don't love is that you didn't scream for help.
I know, right?
If a person,
that's the part that killed me. I mean, if I was living with my parents, I don't know if this person was.
Even if you're not,
If
to
you
be
had
honest.
a roommate. So, okay, let me tell you this one time in college. So this one time in
This one
college.
time at bank camp. I've never even seen that movie, but
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have movie night tonight.
Kill Bill. That's what I want to watch.
Oh, that's a good movie too.
Anyway.
So this one time, whenever I went to college, I lived on college campus.
Okay.
They had these apartment complexes
Okay.
that we rented from, and it was a 4-bedroom apartment.
Okay. I remember you telling me a little bit about this
Yeah,
apartment.
it was a 4-bedroom apartment, and everybody had their own room, shared living room, and yeah, the common area, which is the
Yeah.
living room and the
Kitchen?
kitchen. So I was in my room, and I had a window in an alley.
Okay.
And one night I woke up like it was like 1, 2 in the morning, and there's a light that's at the street that kind of glows into the alley. Right? And then I just see 2 figures trying to break into my room.
Oh, hell no.
So at this college, you were not allowed to have a gun.
You're never allowed to have a gun at a college campus.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have a gun. So I didn't
What do you think I
have
didn't go to college for?
I didn't have a gun. I had a knife, and I had a baseball bat. And I had a lot of things to club people with. Um, but I saw that. I flipped on my light, and I even opened the blinds,
Yeah.
and they were still trying to get in.
Why? They were drunk,
They
weren't
were
they?
drunk.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So I got out, and then I banged on my roommate's doors like, "Hey, dudes are trying to break into my room. Get up, everybody!" So one of my roommates, he grabs like the butcher knife. The other one, he was older, like he was like mid-20s.
Okay.
Um, and he was this communication majors guy. He was a really nice guy, but he was kind of like the father of the group. Like he was a really interesting guy. So he's like, okay, what do you want to do here? I was like, well, let's call the cops and let's beat the fuck out of these people before they get here. And so we called the cops, and they're still trying to break into the room. Now, mind you, this is an old apartment, so
Yeah.
it only has like the single little switch latch in the center.
Yeah. Was it
Um,
a gliding window?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it only had the switch, and it was like old aluminum
Yeah.
windows.
I can picture it.
Very easy to break into. Well, they were fighting with it. Now this is
They're
minutes.
drunk.
Yeah, this is like probably about 5 minutes in, and they're still trying to fuck with it. So next thing you know, we all go out there and we yell at them, "What are y'all doing?" And they keep trying to do it. And finally, whenever we start approaching, cops come, flash the lights, guys see the lights, go to take off, and then the cops chase them down. And so that was my experience with someone trying to break into my own room.
Yeah.
And my goodness, I'll tell you, the first second that happens, like the first immediate second, it's a panic because it's what the hell
Yeah.
is that? What is
I can
happening?
see
Because
that.
you're waking dead asleep.
Yeah. And I'm just he's made so many poor decisions. I have no hope for him to make any proper ones anymore at this point. But one would like to think that when you wake up, yes, you are startled. Yes, you're turning on your light. You're figuring it out. But if I saw somebody outside my window, my first reaction would be to scream for other people
Oh yeah,
to come to where I am or scare the crap out of whoever's on the outside of that door, window, wall, whatever. Because everybody needs to know something's happening that shouldn't be.
yeah. So my plan was whenever I turned on the lights, they were gonna scatter.
You'd
They
think.
didn't,
It's because they're
and then I
drunk.
opened up the blinds. They still keep on going. They were laser focused on that damn latch, and
The
they
latch
didn't.
is on the inside of the window. Did
Yeah,
they not realize
they
that?
had something that they were trying to like pry in there and open it up.
Were they high?
I have no idea. And then
Oh
so
my
my next
gosh.
option was I was like, okay, I'm gonna wake up my other roommates. I only had two roommates. Like the third room was empty.
Where was Carl?
We never lived together.
I like Carl.
I like Carl too.
Carl's a nice guy.
I miss Carl. And we had yeah, I was like, okay, well if they get in, we're all armed. let's
Butcher
beat the
knives,
shit out of 'em.
baseball bats. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, but so I get it. Like whenever I read this story, that sense of fear, because I forgot about that happened.
Okay, he could be scared. That's
Yeah.
100% understandable. But you didn't scream for help.
Yeah, that one.
You had the
I got
wherewithal.
people. I had
You had the
people.
wherewithal to go, guys breaking in. Let me turn my whole body away from said bad guy and get my knife off the nightstand,
I'm very
take
proud of
it
you for
out
that
of
one.
its sheath,
Yeah.
turned back around to see said bad guy with a leg through the damn window and still don't call out for help. Even if you want to go with the quote unquote supernatural,
Oh, you bite me.
even
That
if
voice
it's-
was not needed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me redo it. If you want to go with the quote unquote supernatural,
There you go.
you still should be screaming for help.
Hell yeah.
And then you have the action
Uh,
to walk across your room with a knife to stab somebody repeatedly. Even if it's self-defense, which at this point it would be, in my opinion, because he's breaking into your house, you are fearing for your safety.
Mm-hmm.
You still just shut the window and went to bed after tossing the weapon across the room? That's like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween.
That was I definitely got Jamie Lee Curtis
I was like,
vibes in that
why
one.
are we throwing knives away, guys? No, I'd be sleeping with that thing next to me if I slept at all, which I wouldn't.
No. Cops would call. I mean,
And then the fact that you didn't call the cops.
yeah, didn't call the cops. I mean, you just committed murder. Didn't call the cops. Didn't even tell your family or whoever you're living with. That one.
Like
We got to get off this subject.
it was
because we're
very
gonna-
it was a very creepy story.
very
It
creepy.
was. I'm and the black blood is creepy.
Yes.
But I would like to know why we didn't scream for help and why we told what kind
Nobody.
of pressure? What pressure are you going to have?
Right? Nobody.
You're going to have the pressure now of them going, "Really? Did that happen because you didn't scream or anything at 5 a.m. in the morning?"
I
That's
would.
what time
I
I'm
would
picturing
be
it
tell.
was.
You know. I'd feel like such a bad. So now, I wouldn't tell. Like if I didn't call out for help, I'd put the knife back on the nightstand, and I understand. I understand having that adrenaline and crashing from adrenaline.
Yeah.
I have had that, and of just completely passing out.
Yeah.
Um, the next day, I go there, blood-soaked clothes, just pour me a bowl of cereal, and my dad's there, or maybe sister, whoever's living with me, and they're like, "What's on your clothes?" Like, "Oh, I killed an intruder last night," and all conversation stops, whatever they're doing, and they're like, "What?" Like,
We
yeah,
have very different ideas of how we handle situations because even if for some reason I didn't scream, after I stab somebody brutally over and over and over again, I think I'm gonna go wake up my parents.
yeah,
And be like, "Hey, guys, bad guy just tried to break in. I stabbed the shit out of him. He fell out the window. I closed the window. It's locked, but we might want to call the police."
yeah.
Just
I'm just saying,
options.
like
Options.
with the adrenaline thing and crashing.
Yeah, I would probably try to keep that adrenaline going by waking the parents, by calling the cops, by writing down everything that happened, looking to see where this individual went because he wasn't out there
No,
the next day.
it's
So he's
just a
not
lump
dead.
of flesh.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Let nature take its course.
Yeah, that's also probably not good
Probably
because
not.
what happens if some sort of animal comes and drags it out and now you've got rotting flesh on your property? Somebody is going to call the police and the police are going to show up and they're going to go, "What's going on here?"
Okay, all right, we're getting out of this one because we could just make the entire episode this story.
I just have so many questions. Like, how old was this person?
Well, it was a year and a half ago. That's all I got.
I honestly, I could see these kinds of situations if you were like 13 or 14,
Yeah.
making those choices at that age.
Uh-huh.
Because you do think that you'll be in trouble or there's going to be like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff and you just are 13, 14 years old. You don't want to deal with it. Our 14-year-old would do that.
Yes,
You
Jonah
would
definitely would.
definitely act like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't even here that night. What knife?
Exactly. Yeah.
Those aren't my clothes. What?" Like, but I think if you're 16,
And then the son of a bitch broke in and planted drugs all over the house. Like,
it was you at 14. No, but like
that's a scary movie reference.
at 16, you know better. You know you should be getting your parents, unless your parents just suck
Yeah.
and you don't want to talk to them, and they would blame you. Then okay, I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, you should have known better.
Yeah.
You should have known better on that one.
When I read this story, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a blast with this one."
Like, I liked it. It was slightly confusing just on that second wake up. Just
Yeah.
like, wait, because the way I heard it was that it felt like it was a mirror, that he was closer, that he was outside his house, but he's like, but he wasn't. He was actually further down the street. That's what threw me off. So I spent several minutes trying to figure out what the heck was happening there. So it was a good story.
That's a good
I
story.
just have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Whenever I read it, it brought back that experience for me.
Mm,
Definitely, I was like, "Oh," and so it brought like this kind of primal fear
yeah.
back and my body remembers it
Mm,
because I had forgotten about that. Like I haven't thought about that in years, and so just remembering
Yeah.
that, I could still picture everything vividly.
we had someone kick in our front door when I was younger,
Mhm.
but my parents weren't home. It was just me, my
Mm.
sisters, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, the front door's open," because we had heard a loud bang.
Yeah.
And went out there and somebody had kicked the door open.
Okay.
And then after that, that's when we started locking the doors all the time.
Yeah.
The top lock.
Ah, gotcha.
The bottom lock was locked all the time anyway, but then we started doing the top because we didn't know. So I patrolled the house with a pistol for the next several hours.
Hmm.
Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you
Anyway.
ready for the next one?
Oh my goodness. Is this gonna have like a proper ending or am I gonna have like a million questions?
We'll see.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay. So this next story is titled "The Crawling Woman."
No. No. Absolutely not.
This is by Reddit user That Crazy Omega Wolf.
No.
I love the names. I love the usernames today. It's a great username. Okay, you ready? Here it goes. I've seen ghosts all of my life, but this one disturbs me the most. Now, it's been almost a decade since this happened, and I don't even live in the same state anymore. So, there might be some paraphrasing and misrememberings, but to the best of my memory, this is my creepiest ghost encounter. I was 16 and my mom was driving my friend back home one night. At the edge of the road, I saw a woman with long dark hair, a navy colored shirt, and jeans crawling out towards the middle of the road. I sat up and almost said something like, "Is she okay?" But as we got closer, I realized I was the only one that could see her, and we drove on by. I shrugged it off as another random sighting because at that point, I had been seeing ghosts for as long as I could remember. They're still nothing new to me. I'd say about a week later, I was lying in bed and my door was open with the light of the nightlight in the bathroom barely illuminating the living room. Our couch was pushed up close to the wall next to my room, and even the cat couldn't fit behind there. So it was rather surprising when slowly I saw a hand and an arm come out from behind it.
Nope.
I watched as she crawled from an impossible place. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared in that moment. So I turned over in bed and tried not to think of the creepy lady crawling out from behind the couch right outside my bedroom.
What's the door?
When I looked back a few minutes later, she was gone, and I went to bed. I told my mom about her a few days later, and while we were watching a movie, my mom gasped and got up, turned the lights on quickly. She told me she also saw a woman with long hair crawling by the front door. My mom is sensitive too, and she sees ghosts sometimes as well. She never told me about her experience until I was older, though. Every time I told her I saw a ghost as a kid, she always replied with, "Maybe," and basically never told me that it was impossible or bad to see them, so I never stopped seeing them. It's only as an older teenager and now adult that we talk about it more openly and share our experiences, and sometimes see the same things. We moved so many places throughout the years, too, that at this point, it's highly unlikely to be chemical or from for all the carbon monoxide folks still recommend people to check their detectors through. It could really save your life. But yeah, I see. But yeah, I keep seeing the same ghost sometimes in multiple locations. It's definitely not carbon monoxide in my case. Anyways, we both saw her, and she's creepy. She makes me think of the Grudge or what's her face from The Ring, but she always wore jeans and that T-shirt. Now, I don't get reoccurring nightmares, and even the scary dreams I have are. I'm not scared in my dreams. It's only after I wake up that I think to myself, how creepy was that? But one night I had a dream of her. In this dream, I was sitting in the basement of my childhood home,
Nope.
and I was playing games with my friends when we all heard a noise and got freaked out, so we all scrambled up the stairs. My friends left or disappeared or whatever happens to people in dreams, when they're not on camera. And my cat at the time came into the kitchen meowing at me and rubbing against my leg. He was such a good cat, and I loved him very much. And then there was another one of him, and another, and another. And soon the whole kitchen was filled with clones of my cat.
No, thank you.
That's when I saw her. She was standing now, and I was pushed against the wall. I couldn't move. The cats disappeared, and I was wondering how I was going to escape as she approached me slowly. A large boot kicked in the door, and a man wearing a leather jacket grabbed my arm and pulled me out of the house until I could walk again. It felt like he had pulled me out of the dream entirely as we walked down an endless road. I could feel myself beginning to wake up. I asked him what happened, and he spoke to me. She wants to kill you. She
What?
wants you dead, but first she wants to hurt you,
No.
to make you suffer before she kills you.
No.
And his words rang in my head as I woke up. It was something like 8 in the morning. Not the typical ghostly time people expect, I know. I went about my day as usual. Nothing really of note, but I remember being a little afraid to go to sleep that night. And I was right to. Because I had that exact same dream again. And again, the kind man pulled me out of the dream. But unlike the first time, he didn't talk to me. I remember what he had told me, but it was like he knew I remembered and didn't need to tell me again. I woke up faster that time, and thankful for the kind stranger to save me. Anticlimactic as it may be, I thankfully never saw her again. I was afraid to sleep the next night, obviously, but I didn't have any trouble from her ever again. Although I have figured out that throughout the years, the kind stranger is also a spirit who has followed me now to 5 different locations
Nope.
and has protected me ever since. His name is Charlie, and he appears as a shadow man in the waking world. He's protected me from several spirits that attack me in my sleep for about 8 years now. And while I do practice witchcraft, I have not and will not bind this spirit to me. He sticks with me because apparently he wants to, and I'm thankful for his help. If he ever decides to leave, he's definitely free to. But I think I'd feel less confident with him around. I hope he decides to stay my friend for a very long time. I don't know what that crawling woman was about. I don't know why she did what she did, why she wanted to hurt me, or how Charlie managed to kick her to the curb, but I've never seen her since. No more reoccurring nightmares, no more creepy lady crawling out from behind the couches. And this being my scariest story, I'm sad to say that most of my ghost encounters end abruptly and without much of a proper ending. Ghosts come and go, some stay a bit. A few stay for a long time, and most move on. I don't go searching for ghosts, and I don't offer psychic help for people because honestly, it's rude to contact the dead and interrupt their peace. I don't talk to them because I don't want to bring their attention to me. But, yeah, this one still makes my stomach drop to think of. I do not like whoever this was, and I hope she finds peace one day. Death's gotta rough for an angry spirit like that. Sorry, I don't have a dramatic ending or even an explanation for this. I just want to tell this story because I've spent a long time not telling people my stories because my mom was afraid I'd end up being used to contact the dead all the time as a kid. So we kept it a secret. But now I'm an adult, and I've got a couple notable stories, so I figured why not share them and tell people? Anyways, sorry for being long winded. Thank you for reading. Bye bye now. The end. Ooh, here we go.
Muy interesante.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I I like that story. And I liked her thought process of I don't want to be a psychic and I don't want to contact the dead for anybody because that's rude. They're living their peaceful life. Like, why are we going to interrupt that peace? I found that hilarious.
Yeah. You would?
Ah, you don't believe.
No, I don't. I don't believe that.
Although I feel like you're closer than you were a year ago, but that's
No, I don't believe that you can contact the dead to begin with.
Sure.
That's hey.
Hey, let's go get a Ouija board real quick.
You want to play that game with me? I already told you at the beginning I believe in demons.
So creepy.
Yeah.
The crawling woman. That
Absolutely
name.
not. So I wonder if the mom saw it when she was driving down the road and just didn't say anything.
Right?
Because obviously the friend didn't see it at all.
Yeah.
And so you pointed out and the daughter agrees, and the friend thinks, wait a minute, are these two crazy? What's going on here? Why didn't we stop to help? If there was somebody there, I didn't see anybody, but
we never saw her again.
So I wonder if the mom saw.
Yeah.
At that
well,
moment.
She said that she saw it like around the front door.
Yeah.
Crawling around outside.
So do we think that the creature was, again, air quotes there, that it on the side of the road, like just attached to the car or to her and like followed her home?
I think so.
And that's how she was able to see her behind the couch and
that's
follow her throughout her life?
That's a long-standing belief that people that are more sensitive to these to these things, that could see, ghosts and spirits and all that, just the more sensitive type, that spirits are naturally attracted to them. Now, whether that be their aura or that be, just them in general, I don't know. You okay there?
Yeah. You want to know why it doesn't attach to people like me?
Because you give off a fairly negative vibe.
Because it's not real.
Sure, we'll go off your spirit. Whatever. Listen, I've seen plenty of ghosts. Plenty of creepy things.
It is so fascinating that we're married.
Right?
Also, side note, we didn't even talk about on the other story the fact that this thing looked like him.
No, we didn't.
I was so mad at his poor decisions. I completely forgot to even chat about the fact that this thing looked like him, which would be very creepy.
Yes.
Very creepy.
And the fact that it looked like it was laughing, like a mocking laughing.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That was creepy.
Which why it gives you off that supernatural entity, whatever. But he kept saying man.
Yeah.
So that's why I was presuming that this guy was older.
Like older, yeah.
Because otherwise,
you can be in your 30s and still live with your parents.
Yeah. I know some people. Yeah. Actually, they don't anymore.
Good for them.
Oh, they still live in the house. The dad just doesn't live there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He got married and moved.
Ow.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway. But like if you're in your 30s and you still aren't screaming for somebody to come help you, that you are a moron. Even if the guy looks like you.
We just had to go back to the first one.
We did.
So many
I just had to. I was like, I don't want to, brush over that because he did in fact say he looked like me, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Other than that,
and we didn't even brush on the supernatural.
No, we didn't.
We brushed on very little.
I was so mad,
but we didn't go after the main thing.
Yeah. So he looked like you, which is very creepy.
Now, I will say this: whenever there's a description of something, if it's a short description, it's scarier. Like this one, the crawling woman, the 8-foot tall woman, the smiling woman, like
it leaves,
or the smiling man,
it leaves a lot of
the whistling man, like just drives your imagination wild. It gives you just enough information for you to process and imagine, but it doesn't give you something so specific that
you can explain it away.
Yeah,
well,
I love it.
I am curious as to why that thing looked like him.
Mm-hmm.
And as for this crawling woman, y'all probably should have sought out a priest.
Yeah.
Because
thanks, Dad, for calling the priest on the
yeah
lady on the creepy
Because
thing.
honestly, if I saw something like that, one, I would not believe it. So, like, even if I wasn't so against the fact that any of this is real, like I am,
Hmm.
even if I was a little less, just because I don't have time for that nonsense in my life. I got so much stuff to do. I don't. I cannot be bothered with you and your drama.
You're like,
Go
listen,
haunt somebody else. I'm busy.
my life is so busy. I can't deal with another plane of existence.
Yeah, like go find somebody else. And then then I'm calling a priest.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I'm gonna. It's really funny. There are apparently a lot of Catholic churches around here.
Yeah.
I don't know where a single one is.
Really?
Yeah, I have
Really?
no idea where a Catholic church is.
Oh my goodness.
I know where for sure one is on the Dallas side of town,
Okay.
and that's it.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know where any other. Like I couldn't drive to. I have driven by other ones. I know there's obviously one in like Frisco.
Hmm.
I've driven by it, but I couldn't tell you where it is. And then I have no idea where any of them are here.
That's funny. Um.
So,
Yeah. So I liked this this story. I'm gonna go back to this story. I like this story. I definitely enjoyed her take on it.
call the priest.
Uh, or call Charlie.
She
Um,
can't.
why?
He's a ghost.
You can call out to him.
You know what? Just call a priest.
What if he gets rid of Charlie?
It's
Then
call a
you
priest.
run the risk. Oh my goodness! Yep. Then you run the risk of now she's open to any kind of attack.
No, that's why she has a priest.
Just you're gonna keep the priest on speed dial.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Or
continue.
you just live with Charlie.
I call a priest.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah.
If I had a protection spirit, yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna keep him around. Um, do everything I can to keep that bad boy there. Now,
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, I definitely want to hear more stories from this user. Oh,
I have no issues with the other user either. I
uh,
just now as we know, some of these people write these stories
mm-hmm.
just out of pure imagination,
Yes,
and then some of these people are writing down their own
experiences.
experiences. Was the first one an experience or a story?
Yes.
You don't know?
No.
Okay, what is this one an experience or a story?
Well, this second story is an experience.
Okay. It seemed a little bit more like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like some of them can kind of there's like a tone to
Yeah.
it that
You can tell. You can tell that it is a story.
yeah, which is why I think the first one was probably
A story.
an imagination
Mhm.
because I just don't see somebody reasonably not calling out for help or telling somebody else that somebody looking just like you was coming through your window.
Yeah.
Even
And I
if,
could. Not to play devil's advocate on this, because there's sometimes where I do play devil's advocate because I think it's fun. But
I did that once
why'd you say that so scary?
because I did it to a bunch of Mormons.
Moving on.
They knocked on my door. What was I supposed to do?
You know what? That's fair.
I had questions. I'm curious.
Did you see there was a picture a while back that Mormons they knocked on this one apartment complex, and I think they convinced them to play to duel, like to do a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, and if they lost, if the people that lived there lost, and they would devote themselves to Mormonism.
No,
It's so funny.
I didn't know we could gamble with our eternal life.
I know, right? That's pretty funny.
Interesting.
I laughed super hard.
You're
Anyway,
terrible.
I know.
Okay, so I liked both the stories.
Yes.
I have so many questions for the first one. So many.
And-
So many.
And for the second one, I also have so many questions. I like hearing these people's experiences, especially somebody that say they experienced this throughout their whole life.
Yeah.
I want to know.
I do like that she didn't make it dramatic. She wasn't like it didn't feel like she put fluff in there to make it scarier or to make it whatever. It seemed like she mostly just actually kind of tried to downplay it. Like, well, this is what happened, but let
Yeah.
me, it's a big deal, but it's not really like she just was like, I just want to get this off my chest kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that was nice. It's a nice kind of breath of fresh air.
Yeah, to not have all the frou-frou fluffiness.
I'm going super scary on the next episode now. I'll
Okay.
find the scariest one out there.
I still think they're scary. I would be frightened if I saw somebody crawling out from behind my couch.
Play the gasp.
You're terrible. Oh my gosh, I don't like you.
I know, it's great. Okay, so here we are.
Do you have any updates?
I have no updates
You
this
have
week.
no updates.
No updates.
Man, after we got called asshats, nobody wants to give us updates anymore.
Both people they responded, or all the people that I read their stories to last week,
Mhm.
they responded with "good job" or "great." Thanks for reading. Something
Okay.
quick and simple.
Okay.
But yeah, that's really all I have for today. Do you have any closing thoughts, closing arguments, whatever?
Call the police.
Call the police. Somebody's breaking into your place of residence. Please call the police.
Scream.
I mean, do what you
Something.
got to do to survive, but also, let the cops know.
Yeah. Safer that way.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have any other closing thoughts off the top of my head.
Okay, well,
Just know that supernatural's not real.
whatever.
Whatever.
Speaking of supernatural and all that, it's not really supernatural, but sci-fi. I'll go sci-fi. Speaking of that, I'm gonna plug away the other podcasts that I'm on. Hey everybody, just please join me and my friend Connor on our podcast, the Chills and Thrills podcast. Right now we're doing the Alien franchise.
So what is the Chills and Thrills podcast about?
It is a show where we review movies. We talk about movies, do some behind the scenes, like fun little trivia, or this our favorite backstory on some like the making of this movie, or
kind of like a deep dive into the overall cinema world of different kind of movies.
Yes, and then we do our favorite quotes, favorite deaths. Just our favorite. We have a favorites category that we kind of run through.
Okay.
And we just chat about the movie and how we feel about it.
And you're going through which genre right now?
Right now we're on Aliens.
Aliens. Okay. Yeah.
We finished. Me and him have run through A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did Predator, and now we're like straight down the center of the Aliens.
Okay.
Are
you guys going to talk about the TV show, or just the movies?
He has not seen the TV show, so I don't think we're going to do the TV show.
Wow, Connor, where are you at, sir?
I know.
Come on, man.
I can't wait till he gets to this episode. He's catching up.
Oh yeah, where's he at?
Episode 20.
Whoa, he's moving and grooving.
He is.
All right.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when we met him in December, and we were at the restaurant, and he proceeds to say that his favorite episode at that time was the one where I said I was going to be less of a bitch. And he said he burst out laughing and confused the crap out of his coworkers. I'm paraphrasing all of that.
Yeah.
But
still.
Other than the I was going to be less of a bitch thing, because I actually said that.
Great guy. His family seemed very cool.
Very nice people.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
So just please tune in on all major platforms as well.
Like, subscribe, all the things for him too.
Yeah. Like, subscribe. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and hey, guess what? So are we.
I know.
Yeah.
We're amazing.
Right? We're on Instagram, Facebook at The Make Me Believe Podcast. And we're on all major platforms,
including YouTube and Audible.
Woo-woo.
YouTube, we have videos up that just show our Campfire background, and you can listen to that if that's the way you like to listen to your podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And all episodes are currently uploaded as of last weekend, because I finally was able to get it done.
That's what's
Woohoo!
up.
Hooray for me.
Okay, well, that's about it for the night. So let me go ahead and ask you a question before we get out of here.
Okay.
Do you believe?
No,
No?
not even a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. All right, there's still hope.
Nope.
There's there's still hope in my eyes, and I cannot wait
Oh, I can't
to
wait to
break
watch it
through.
die.
I'm gonna crawl over this border that you have, and it's gonna be magical.
No.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
My
Okay.
border is guarded with crossbows and cannons and all the things.
Whatever. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. See you
Have a
next
good
week.
week.
Bye now.
Bye.